Hey everybody, so I know I have not been up here with an update for you guys in the last few days. It has just been kind of crazy around here, so let me catch you up. So the last you guys saw, my cycle had started and I had said I would update you guys, or no, my cycle hadn't started. I was going to update you guys when my cycle started. Well, my cycle started last Thursday. I got BFN on Wednesday, but nothing had started all day. And I have never had a 14-day luteal phase, so it was kind of weird for me to have a 14-day luteal phase, but that's okay. 14-day luteal phase is good. A little bit longer is better than a little bit shorter. So, on Thursday morning last week, I went to the bathroom and did a cervix check in the morning, and there was a little bit of pink, tinged CM, and I went, well, yep, there it comes. So, it did, and I called my RE and said, okay, today's cycle day 1. And they said, okay, so where do you get your meds? And I get my meds at the pharmacy that is close to me instead of getting them delivered, because the pharmacy that's close to me is cheapest by a couple $100. And they've just always been great to me. So, I said, I get it at the pharmacy, and she said, okay, they're closed on weekends, so we need to get you in for your cycle day 3 scan on cycle day 2 instead. Is that okay? And I said, sure. So, I went in on Friday for my cycle day 3 scan. On cycle day 2, I went in the afternoon. So at 4:40, basically, everything looked pretty good. There is one possible cyst in my right ovary. They say anything over 15 is possibly a cyst. Not for sure, but possibly a cyst. And then there's 10 little tiny ones that are going to gear up and get ready to grow for the cycle. I had one that was at like a 15.1 or something, or right at 15. So she was a little bit apprehensive about that, but she said, with how you've been responding, I am not going to worry about that cyst. And even if it progresses a little bit while all the follicles grow, it shouldn't be like a big, big problem. So as long as you're comfortable going on, I'm fine going on. I said, I'm fine going on. I've had cysts burst. I know it hurts. I know that if we get pregnant, we would have to keep an eye on it if it progresses. And that's an if. So, I started injections on Saturday, and I am doing a few things different this cycle. First of all, I'm with a different doctor. My doctor is out on sabbatical for like a month. So, yeah. And so there's that. And then we had kind of talked about upping my dose quite a bit for this cycle, and go a bit more aggressive. So I am doing 125 IU a day. And I started on Saturday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, today was my 3rd injection, and it's going pretty well. I definitely notice a difference. I am far more bloated. I've basically almost doubled my dose, and definitely more bloated. And it's kind of a funky bloat. It's like if you're really skinny, your first trimester bloat, or once you get rid of the bloat and the baby bump starts, it's like your normal stomach, and then your belly button, and then the bloat, or the baby bump. It's like that. So my stomach kind of goes like its normal shape, which is not flat, but whatever. So it goes its normal shape, and then once it hits my belly button, it kind of bumps out a little bit. So it's kind of weird looking, but whatever. And I can feel it a little bit more going in, especially yesterday. I had to do it really fast because I was a little bit late and it was cold still. So that did burn a little bit. So definitely make sure you warm up your phallus stem really well. Besides that, we are talking about whether it is worth it to do uterine scraping. If you haven't heard about what that is, let me know, and I will put a little blurb in the next video about it. And I'm going to be on progesterone 2 times daily during my 2-week wait. I am not starting out with scans. So I started with a scan on cycle day 3, and now we're doing like last cycle where we start monitoring my estradiol level. And once that hits a certain mark, I will start doing scans again and then trigger an IUI. I did ask the doctor about what the benefits of doing 2 IUIs are, and she said basically it puts your chance up 1.6 times. So it's double the cost, but not double the chances. So she said, you know, we don't really do it in this office just because we don't find it's cost effective for our patients. She said, but if you want, you can, along with trying at home, you guys can attempt a DIY. And what that is basically, it's not a full IUI. It's basically turkey baster method. It's when you have your husband or partner ejaculate into a cup and you take it up into a syringe and you put the syringe into your vagina and deposit the semen right at the cervix. So that way it's just right there. And then they also recommend you have an orgasm so that your cervix dips into the pool of semen that gets there. So that's what that is. She said, you know, you can try and do your normal whatever, however you guys normally have sex, and then we can do IUI, or you can just go like normal and then we'll do IUI. It's up to you. So we're talking about it. Jeremy feels a little bit weird, which I don't blame him. I feel a little bit weird about that. Especially since he doesn't have, especially since he doesn't have a bad analysis. So we're debating that. And we do plan on doing IUI with trigger. I am going to trigger somewhere between 15 and 18 hours before my IUI. So once the IUI is set, I will trigger probably, 15, 16 hours before that, because I have ovulated early with both of my triggers. So, and I hadn't gotten an OPK on either cycle, or a positive OPK on either cycle. So even though I wasn't surging yet, the trigger made me ovulate early. Usually it's 24 to 36 hours, and I went at about 17 and 18 hours respectively. So I'm definitely going to take that into consideration with this one. And that's about it. So I'm going to let you ladies go. I am so uber excited for Renee Launderlife. I am beyond words. I thought this was it, and last week I had asked you something about when your testing date was, and you said, oh, not till next week, and I went, you got your IUI before I did. So I know you should have your beta before me. But I wasn't going to say anything on Facebook because just in case you had gotten your answer and were waiting to tell people, which is exactly what was happening. And I am so, so excited. I am so happy for you. Congratulations. And I am waiting with bated breath to see you with a baby in your arms. I'm just so excited for you, honey. Anyway, I'm rambling now, and yeah, so I will talk to you all later.